We are live. Welcome to the 87th ever episode of the Best Phone Plans podcast. We're talking some exciting topics today. We're talking about Verizon shutting down some pretty key Tracfone brands. We're talking about Dish's 5G service, giving a little update on that. Pixel 7 and 7 Pro might sprinkle their way in here. And we're talking about iPhone, I guess the 2024 iPhone possibly getting USB Type-C. Tons of amazing news in here. And I want to welcome everyone in the chat to the live stream. We've got King, we've got Glenn, we've got Michael, we've got Corey, we've got Jamie, we've got Best Phone Plans is here. That's great. Always good to see them in the chat. And yeah, welcome everyone. And before we get, Eduardo, Haley, welcome. Before we get into it, as always, we got to ask the age-old question. Dennis, how are you doing today, my friend?
Well, you should know that I am doing exceptionally spectacular because I got two glorious items in the mail today. One is the fabled iPhone 14 Pro Max.
Oof, there it is, in the flesh, the skin and bones.
Absolutely tell the difference with the always-on display and the little island.
The island.
But the thing that I was more excited about is I got my power supply. Finally got my power supply for the PC build. So
nice.
These are both big W's, and now everything has come together.
Everything is coming together. The world is in synergy. Tons of stuff to get excited about. Well, Dennis, I know you're looking forward to an epic PC build. Before you dive into that, we got to dive into some epic news topics of today. First one coming at you from
Let me
Twitter.
pick this one.
Oh, Dennis, picking the first topic.
You said synergy, man, and I can think of no better synergy than the topic that everybody's talking about in the chat, which is the straight talk home internet.
Boom. Let me pull
I had to call an
now.
audible, man. There's too many comments to not bring it up right now.
The straight talk home internet plan. This is, I want to say, borderline exclusive because, this topic, this information is not out there. And we are lucky enough, I turned my video off, my bad. I need to add a cam. I don't need to add a cam. I need to share my screen. We're lucky enough to have the insider scoop here where we're getting a photo of a display at, I believe this is a Walmart. Could also be a Target or another retail location. I believe Walmart, but it is a straight talk home internet product. Now, the big question, what are we looking at here? Well, we're looking at a service that is $45 per month, and it looks to be Verizon offering their same home internet product under a different brand. This is typically referred to as a flanker strategy. They have their main Verizon brand, getting all of the premium subscribers in on the 5G home internet, and for people who aren't able to pay or afford the premium price, or who are like you all and are smart, looking to be frugal and savvy with your shopping, Verizon is targeting a different demographic, someone more budget conscious, with this product from the Straight Talk brand. $45 a month, home internet. Big difference, you have to pay for the router today. Router is $99 with Straight Talk, whereas it's included for free with Verizon. Looks to be available on the 5G and LTE network. That's the bottom left. It's no contract, easy setup. That's about all the information I have for you today.
So, first thoughts looking at this. I'm super excited.
Super excited. Dennis, tell me more. What gets you jazzed up about Straight Talk's 5G home internet product?
So, I'm not excited about the fact that Straight Talk is offering it. But what I am excited about is I'm excited to see more home internet solutions become available to consumers that don't require credit checks. Prepaid doesn't require social. If you look at the typical telecom industry for home internet, like T-Mobile's home internet product, Verizon's home internet product on the postpaid side, Comcast, Verizon, Fios, AT&T, etc., they all require credit checks or for you to do some type of like easy enroll or a deposit, right? This doesn't have any of that, which is awesome. It helps address one of the big pain points that people face in the industry. Also, as you know, when it comes to fixed wireless, although I'll be hard on and I wouldn't personally be a consumer of it, you will know that from my testing and experience, Verizon's fixed wireless experience is more home internet esque than the T-Mobile counterpart, and Verizon didn't have anything on their side of the business to get a prepaid fixed wireless solution from them, including on the Fios side. So this is going to be Verizon's first prepaid home internet solution, which I think is awesome. And I think the fact that it's going to be accessible across all of Walmart's makes it more widely accessible as well. And it gives people choices now. They can pick things like Comcast prepaid internet, this, and then there's the Metro PCS fixed wireless solution. So now you actually got some choices in this space. So that's why I'm excited.
Yeah, I think tons of stuff to be excited about. I think the price is what I'm most excited about. $45 per month, Dennis. I mean, all you have to do is go to Verizon 5G home internet, and you'll see that they're listing their 5G home internet product as much more expensive than $45 per month. Of course, we talk about the promotions. If you're an existing Verizon customer, $35 and $25, but that is with a 50% off discount. The true price is either going to be $70 a month if you just want the 5G home internet product, or $50 a month with autopay for 5G home. The fact that Verizon is launching this Straight Talk branded product at $45 a month is awesome. It undercuts both of their plans, and it's no contract, and you don't need mobile service to get that price.
Two things real quick, Stetson. One, if you get the chance, can you try zooming in on that image for Daniel here? He wants to see if there's any terms and conditions listed anywhere on there.
Yeah. So we have the terms and conditions down here, it looks like, and we can
in the 11 font.
So it looks like that we got some blurriness, a little bit more blurriness, and so unfortunately, no. This is a 720 by 960 pixel image that I was given, and that's all we have access to. I can't even read this.
And then Stetson, I wanted to ask a second question though for you. Do you think we're noticing a trend here? So earlier this year, right, we talked about how Ultra Mobile, which is an MVNO, was offering a fixed wireless product. T-Mobile's Metro PCS has done it. We're seeing the Straight Talk push happen here with Verizon. Do you think we're going to start seeing more prepaid internet solutions enter the market, similar to what happened to traditional cell phone service way back when?
Dennis, that is a great question. I think there is a little bit more limited availability in the market for the home internet products. And the reason I think that is because you've got it's literally the same product. T-Mobile home internet is the same product as Metro by T-Mobile home internet. Different app, different. They skinned it differently. They're branding it differently. But I think like the service, it's still T-Mobile's network. There's only so many ways you can package that, right? Especially with a home internet product, you may what would you do, Dennis, to try and differentiate these products, and how many do you think we could have in the market? I think we're going to see the postpaid offering, and I think Verizon will do this with Straight Talk to get the prepaid. I don't think we're likely to see this anywhere else.
So you say that, but I feel like if we were to run the clock 20 years, we could have said the same thing about current MVNOs today, right? You only it's the same network, Stetson. Verizon already has let's use AT&T as this example. AT&T already has AT&T postpaid, prepaid, and Cricket. How many more MVNOs can you have using AT&T cellular network? What would you do to differentiate your cellular plans on AT&T's network, Stetson?
Yeah, well, Dennis, I think it's a little bit different because on the MVNO side, as they were growing, you had feature differences. Some had visual voicemail, some did not. Domestic roaming agreements. You also have, I think the big one, data allotments and data price. And it seems to be, for the home internet, that's not going to be a differentiating factor. The only plans so far that have had data caps were those absolutely terrible plans from US Cellular. I think they did fix that with their mid-band 5G home internet product. I don't think we've covered that just yet. And the T-Mobile, I think it's still called T-Mobile Home Internet. Am I mistaken on that? They had those plans.
T-Mobile Home Internet Lite.
Thank you, Dennis. Yes, T-Mobile Home Internet Lite, and that was the 100, 200, and 300 gigabyte plans, if I recall correctly. Forgive me if not. But yeah, I think the focus, if you're making a home internet product, it's unlimited data, and that was the differentiating factor, I feel like, with a lot of the MVNOs. And then one other thing would be like the app experience and the account management. Right now for Metro by T-Mobile and T-Mobile Home Internet, it seems to be very similar with just a different skin on the apps. And with Straight Talk, I don't know. I can't see it being too much different.
Yeah, so joking aside, there's a few ways that I think they could differentiate, all right? And you hit on a couple of them, right? One is the actual in-app experience, right? The setup process, what you're allowed to kind of see or how it's presented to you, like as far as managing the router. I think that's one. On the topic of equipment, number two would be the fact of maybe an MVNO provider out there actually lets you use your own equipment. Right now, that doesn't exist, as far as I'm aware, on the Verizon or T-Mobile side for the official home internet product. Now, you can get like a normal data plan and then use like that Orbi that I found, but there's not an actual take home internet SIM and plop it into Orbi, right? So maybe that's a differentiating factor. Another thing could be like streaming, like entertainment content, right? Like how US Mobile gives you like free Netflix and free whatever whenever you have, what is it, 3 or more lines, you get like to pick like a perk or something, right?
Yep.
So like you can go the content route. Also, 4 is availability, right? We have to remember, specifically with more so with Verizon than T-Mobile at this point, that Verizon's home internet is much more of like an exclusive club, right? Like even in places where the C-band's been deployed, you still might not be able to actually get their fixed wireless product from them,
It's
right?
true. It's true.
So like availability, like just general availability might be a differentiating factor. And then fifth, one last thing that's also worth mentioning is that let's remember who actually benefits most from fixed wireless. It's not urban people. It's not people that live in the city. It's not you, Stetson, that lives in Longmont and has fiber, or me that lives in Pittsburgh. It's the rural customer. Now, does Verizon have a store roughly within, let's say, a 10-minute drive of most rural customers? No. But you know who does?
Yes, sir.
Walmart.
There it is.
So I think that there are some certain advantages here. I don't think the actual experience will actually be better or anything. Like you said, it's still the same end-all be-all product. Like it's still the same network. But I think there's ways that you can get creative around it. Like if they could figure out a way to use your own equipment, maybe it's some custom tailored support. Oh, I thought of a really good one. If a company actually starts offering pro install, so instead of going for like a budget oriented thing, if they go for a premium experience, right? Let's just say you get like some talented company that like actually knows how to install external antennas for customers. I can see that. I could see that popping off because in rural, right, you're going to struggle to lock on to a mid-band frequency, typically speaking. And we've seen plenty of videos on YouTube of people taking apart the gateways to add on their external antenna. What if there was a company that just does that for you? Just pre-mods the gateway for you so you can hook up the antenna and then just does the install for you so you can have a great out-of-the-box experience. Because as far as I'm aware, Verizon really isn't offering any kind of like in-home installations with the exception of their millimeter wave product. That's the exception.
They do in-home installations for that?
Yeah, for the millimeter wave one, yes. For the normal mid-band one, no.
I find that hilarious because their Super Bowl commercial was all about getting rid of the cable guy.
But that Super Bowl commercial was in revelation to the C-band deployment and the mid-band product, not their millimeter wave product.
Interesting.
And I'm assuming you still have the option to set it up yourself. I'm just saying that is something they offer.
Yeah. Well, you make some valid points, Dennis. I guess you're right. There are options for differentiating the service. I don't see the MNOs, the major carriers, giving access to the MVNOs to offer this type of product right now. I think they want to capitalize on this initial opportunity where it's first coming to market. That's why they're offering it directly first. Then it's branching out to their own prepaid brands. And so I see it really stopping there. Maybe, I don't think we'll see this from Visible. I really do think it'll be At most, it'll be Verizon directly. It'll be Straight Talk, which we see now. And at best, I could see Total by Verizon offering something because that is kind of embodying the Verizon brand.
Great transition, my friend. What's going on with Total by Verizon?
Okay, I'm not done with this one yet, Dennis.
Oh, sorry.
It was a great transition. But I feel like there are a couple of things we should address here in the chat. Like, is this going to be unlimited service? And it looks like unlimited home internet, $45 a month. I think it will be unlimited. That's my bet.
My bet is that it'll also be unlimited, but obviously deprioritized.
Yep.
Since we're addressing comments, Trex, this actually already exists currently, typically for business customers.
Ah, Dennis, we were talking about price lock guarantees. It looks like price lock is 3 years and 2 years on the 5G home internet product, but Verizon Fios is doing the 10-year price guarantee.
Hey, Stetson, real fast, since you brought up Fios, one more fast question. Do you think Verizon will finally start offering a prepaid offering for their Fios? Because right now they don't.
I do not. Interesting. Eduardo is hypothesizing a 200 gig hidden limit. So let's see. High-speed downloads.
It's like a soft cap, Eduardo. Like you'll get like a warning in the mail or something.
Let's do broadband information. Oh man, this is just so dense. I'm not gonna read through all of this.
I mean, look, I'll just say this for the regular postpaid side. I know they didn't do anything because, like I said, my friend had that for a hot minute before he got his Hickory fiber, and he was using roughly about 500 to 600 gigabytes a month.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. Download speeds 300 to 1,000 megabits per second. Typical upload around 50. Might be different.
Eduardo's saying regular straight talk mobile data has a 200 gig limit.
Oh, that's curious. Because I think my understanding is they upped the data limits on all of the brands when the Tracfone acquisition went through. And then it sounds like they basically increased the ceiling to 200 gigabytes. So there you go. And while we're here, we might as well answer Gunstream's question. If you have Verizon 5G, unlimited, get more. Do you really get unlimited on-device data? My understanding is yes. That said, if you use over maybe 1 to 2 terabytes, it is highly likely Verizon will look into your account and possibly terminate your service or ask you to use less data. But I think
you're being very generous. They will definitely look into your account before a terabyte. Like if you're just slamming home, like let's call it 500 gigabytes, you will definitely get them to look into it. Now, whether or not to do anything about it is a different story.
I see. All right, let's jump into this one. So I think now I'm ready to segue, Dennis.
Segue into our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I've been watching too much Linus. Okay, next topic: Tracfone, or
Yeah,
the death of Tracfone.
the death of Tracfone. So here's what's going on. Verizon bought Tracfone. Tracfone encompassed a lot of brands, too many brands that were all offering a very mediocre experience. Here's what's going on. This is a news flash for authorized retailers. So this was distributed to retailers of the service. I think this is going to include like your Best Buys, I think you can buy these SIM cards at like Target and stuff, and possibly other stores. Forgive me for not knowing all of them. But Tracfone, the brand is still here, but the Tracfone subsidiaries or sub-brands, Page Plus, Net10, and GoSmart are no longer available for new customers effective November 1st, 2022. That is next month, and quite honestly, probably for the best. Now, you might have a couple questions here. What's going on for existing customers on these plans? They get to keep their service. They should probably switch because the plans suck, to put it nicely. But yeah, you can still keep it if you want to. And what's the other thing? No new customers are signing up. The Tracfone brand remains there, and you can still refill service in store. And Simple Mobile and Tracfone is going to still be available. So it seems like Verizon is kind of consolidating. Simple Mobile, I'm seeing is more of a international calling type plan. Tracfone, those super budget plans that are a couple years long. But yeah, Dennis, do you have any reactions here?
I called this
Yeah.
like a year ago when we were talking about all the MVNOs. I said consolidation has to happen because it's the facade of choice. I think it was when we were doing an episode talking about like Ultra and Min and some other things, and we were making our own plans.
Yeah.
And as someone else said, yeah, Verizon had too many of the legitimate same company targeting the same demographic of customers that when you called customer support, it was like it just routed you straight talk anyway. Like, yeah, consolidation good. As far as switching goes, I highly encourage you to get away from any of the brands that fall under this umbrella. Their customer care is bad. The plans suck, as Stetson mentioned, and porting out is horrific.
Yeah.
And the pricing sucks.
I think we should figure out, we should say goodbye to what we're losing. Go Smart Mobile, 250 megabytes for $15.
To what we're losing, you mean what we're gaining? We're finally getting this eyesore off the market.
Yeah. $25 for a gig, $30 for 5 gigs. This one's actually not, it's not horrible on the Verizon scheme until you remember US Mobile exists and you can get over double the data for less. $45 for 20 gigs and $55 for unlimited. My guess, I haven't looked into this in a while, but yeah, there you go.
Wait, is the video capped at 600 kilobits?
That's all of the plans. That's like the fastest data you can get on these plans is 600 kilobits per second.
Not even 1.5 meg.
That's correct. This is, Dennis, this isn't like 5 gigs and then capped. No, this is 5 gigs at 600 kilobits per second.
That's ouch. Okay. So on that note,
wait. Two more. Page Plus. This one was still bad, but a little bit better. $12 for 500 by 500, 100 megabytes of data, $30 for 3 gigs, $40 for 8 gigs, and $55 for fully unlimited. I'm guessing this was the 200 gigabyte cap from Eduardo.
I had to give them a slow clap there because they've won the award for the most absurd thing I've ever seen. $12 for 500 megs, 500 minutes, 500 texts, and 100 megs of data. My friend, that's the kind of thing I would see if you were giving out like a free trial real quick to test the voice calling. It is a sin to charge $12 for someone for that. That's insane.
Well, hold on, Dennis. It's $10 with auto refill.
Ooh, a whole extra $2 in savings that you'll probably end up paying for anyway in taxes.
Net 10, $20 for 2 gigs, $35 for 5 gigs, $40 for 10 gigs, $50 for super unlimited.
What's these points?
Oh, so they have like a reward point system, and you get, I think you get points for, actually, I don't know. I don't even want to know. $65 super unlimited, $60 40 gigs unlimited. Yeah, good riddance.
Wait, back up. It's $50 for super unlimited, but then $60 for 40 gigs. Hell,
this is unlimited international calling included.
But I'm still confused. Unlimited.
No international calling. Wait, this
Right.
also says unlimited international. Wait a minute. Yeah, what's going on here?
And then if you go down to the $65 one, super unlimited, it just looks like it only has an extra, like what, 5 gigs of hotspot?
That's exactly correct. For $10. No, for $15. Excuse me. That's what everyone wants. Yeah, good riddance.
So can we get these jokes off the screen and then recommend an actual good? Legitimately, can we? It doesn't have to be good, just something better to use. If you...
The only answer is US Mobile right now. IMO.
I was gonna say Visible.
Oh wow! Look, they have this new like comparison thing up. That's pretty cool.
What I love is if you go to that little filter thing where the arrows were that you scrolled past.
Well, yeah, here
you keep scrolling past and go down just a little bit. Stop.
Here.
Yes, and the compare. No, stop. Yes.
Ooh.
There you go. And here's what's great is you can see which plans include millimeter wave and which ones don't.
Nice. We needed that.
That's really
Yo,
nice.
hot take, unlimited, the pooled plans are actually so good. It's unreal.
Yeah, legitimately. Like,
Unreal.
but still, the unlimited basic isn't that bad either.
It's still really good. I'm doing a test right now. This is a upcoming project. I'm on US Mobile, unlimited premium, and I have been using data. This is a side tangent, like crazy. And my goal is to figure out exactly what happens when you go over 100 gigabytes because US Mobile, they said it was a megabit per second. I feel like it's been 128 kilobits per second before. I don't feel like I've gotten a clear answer, so I am putting it to the test myself and we'll hopefully have a video out soon.
I'm sure Ahmed loves you for that, and I'm sure he'll
Using up all the data, I am now no longer a profitable customer.
Yeah, but joking aside, yeah, no, US Mobile for better customer service, hands down. But since these people are already fine with no customer service, and that like from Net 10 and stuff and Tracfone, Visible would be the recommendation here, man.
It's
$30
so true.
$30 Visible plan will be right up their alley. They're not going to notice the difference. Like they really
It's
won't.
so true. Yeah, they won't. And Visible's at $30 a month. That's like less than, yep, $30 you can get 3 gigs or unlimited. That is unreal. That is
Yeah,
unreal.
and remember,
Oh
one
my
has
God.
taxes and fees included, the others don't.
Oh my God. Yeah, literally Visible. And good news on the Visible front. I haven't tested this, but I saw some people on Reddit. It seems like Visible has updated their application to make the eSIM activation process go a little bit smoother, and I'm hoping to test that out. Yeah,
Can I just say real quick?
yeah.
I'm sure there's probably some Visible employee like listening out there, and he's probably like, "What's Dennis going to say about us now? What's Dennis going to say about us but now?" But and don't let this get to your guys' head. I'm proud of you, Visible. You corrected 2 of your biggest issues. You finally just used the Verizon network core, which instantly made your experience better from a network standpoint, solving that ping time issue because that was horrendous. That's in 200 millisecond latency plus. And secondly, you fixed eSIM. Good job. Like actually,
Yeah.
because a lot of Verizon MVNOs are sucking at eSIM right now. Just look at the subreddit for Xfinity to see all the problems that Comcast is
Oh
dealing with.
God. Yeah. I feel bad for everyone. It's not good. I actually had like someone in the telecom industry like thank me for making a video on how to transfer Verizon physical SIM to eSIM because it wasn't working for her and they were having problems. My video walked you through the right way to do it. So, yeah.
Is US Mobile having eSIM issues still with certain devices?
I have seen they're having issues with some of the Samsung phones, the S22 some models, and I think the Z Fold 4, they're having issues. Thankfully, all of those devices still support physical SIM as well. So,
How about iPhone 14 users like myself that don't have a physical SIM?
mine's currently on my iPhone 14, Dennis. I had no issues doing the transfer with the US Mobile application. I thought it was a really great
Oh,
process.
it didn't let you do the easy transfer like I did? Because I did when I set up my phone stats and fun fact, because I just set it up today. I didn't call any of the carriers. I just did when I was doing the setup, it's like, which numbers do you want to transfer? I did that.
Nice. Yeah. So that is the I can't remember what it's called actually now. I'm blanking on the name, but that is a special eSIM transfer method that is only supported by the MNOs directly. There's currently no MVNOs that support that. And I actually think this might be an Apple thing, Dennis, than anything else. I think that might be Apple like
I 100% probably agree with you. It probably has to do with some like Apple carrier bundle or something you have to have.
something ridiculous, okay? I literally don't think the MVNOs have access to that feature, which is why. That said, there are ways to easily transfer in the app. All you do is copy and paste your IMEI number for eSIM. Bada bing, bada boom. It's been great. Mint has a great process. US Mobile has a great process. And I think Visible actually fixed it because before you had to contact a rep. And my understanding as of the recent update is you no longer need to do this. And I hope to have more information on that soon when I test it out. But I have temporarily forgotten my Visible numbers. They might have been lost in transferring to different phones. So I'll have to do that.
Did we just get another dono?
We got a donation. Scott, Thank you so much for your contribution. Look at that. We got our new donation animation, Dennis.
Oh yeah, I didn't even have to highlight it. What am I doing?
Visible is trash. US Mobile isn't much better. Interesting take, Scott. I'd be curious to learn more about your experience. Austin is commenting that they did fix it. Visible has fixed eSIM. Daniel is also coming in saying eSIM worked fine for me on Visible. It was just the terrible data speeds and very high ping times I hated. So great news from the Visible fam is it does appear like they have fixed eSIM. I'm happy to hear that. Hopefully going to have some content out soon around it. And there you go.
So Stetson, staying on the Verizon gravy train, we talked about suggestions for people that should switch away to save money and get better plans. Do you want to talk about what Verizon is doing, though, to their postpaid customers yet again?
Postpaid customers. So this story comes at you from USA Today, and it's kind of, I think, a little bit of a rehash of something that happened earlier, and we covered this earlier. Did Verizon just raise prices? Administrative fee increase is another price hike. So this came out October 3rd, and I was perplexed by this because the price hike from Verizon happened a couple months ago, which we covered. I believe this is likely from the price hike announcement happening and then maybe 1 to 2 billing cycles before people actually noticed. So that said, I think this is likely old news. I don't know if it's been an additional increase, but it looks like we've got some info here. It increased, so it changed. It's saying yes, Verizon changed rates in July. The administrative and telco recovery charge raised from $1.95 to $3.30. Only a couple bucks, but that is a 69% increase and very much not appreciated as a Verizon customer. And this adds up a lot to Verizon. They have 91.5 million subscribers, so that's over $180 million of extra revenue for $1.35 in the bill. And yeah, I think it's not good. We have our friend Roger here. This is, I think, a great quote, kind of summarizes the gist of this. They hope that customers don't realize it because customers looking at the headline price. Because customers look at the headline price, said Roger Etner, founder and lead analyst at Recon Analytics. They hope it's an itch point, not a pain point for customers. It's one of those, man, this sucks, but Verizon's really good. I'm going to stick with them anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if they're necessarily that superior anymore. I think their coverage supremacy has come into question for many, or at the very least, I would say that we've reached a point that most people in the U.S. have at least 2 solid choices in their area. So, I mean, T-Mobile's really good out in your area.
It's phenomenal. And it's interesting. It looks like T-Mobile increased its regulatory programs and telco recovery fee, but the taxes and fees are included on Magenta Max, so I assume this only applies to essentials.
No, it would impact the old Simple Choice customers.
Oh, Dennis, that is a great call. A great call.
Which, even with that adjustment, those OG Simple Choice customers are still coming out ahead, man. Dude, there are like Simple Choice accounts that got like free lines on free lines plus the OG insider discounts, and they're literally paying like insert $60 for 10 lines or something stupid. Like, listen, if you're one of those OG Simple Choice customers that like has one of those good deals, don't give up those plans. Because they all got bumped up to unlimited too, if you remember, Stats. And like even the ones that were carrying over like those buy the gig plans all got bumped up to unlimited.
That's spectacular. Everything unlimited on T-Mobile. Yeah, I think, look, my favorite approach to the cell phone service is what you see is what you pay. I love T-Mobile for this. I love Metro by T-Mobile for this. I love Cricket for this. I used to love US Mobile, but RIP, broken heart. They added those back in. I just like, people should know what they're paying, like, before you go to the checkout and all of that stuff.
What I don't understand personally is why can't they just show the price? Like Like, why can't they just take whatever like the average is, right? Like, if like I'm just gonna use an example. If New York is $8 in taxes and fees and Arkansas is $2, right? Why can't they just determine something based off percentage of customers and come up with some like middle ground where it's like, okay, we'll just bump up the plan by like $7 and include taxes and fees, or just round it up so like it makes sense.
Yeah. Dancy asks great questions that I don't know the answers to.
I mean, honestly, for all we know, they could raise it by $10. Like, let's just say it's $45, and with tax and fees, it's like 50. They could charge 55, and we'd be like none the wiser, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I think, yeah, what's kind of a bummer is this is literally just them getting more money because it's not, their taxes are not increasing. Their regulatory fees are not increasing. It is their administrative fees, which are bogus BS fees they just add on just because those are increasing. And it's basically a way for them to advertise and promote a lower plan price. Let's take Verizon Welcome Unlimited, headline price $30 per line per month. Reality, it's got to be more like $35 to $40 a month after all taxes and fees.
I mean, this is nothing new. Cable's done this for years with their
Yeah.
promotional pricing on like get a choice double play for just $30 per month plus equipment taxes and fees and fine print. And then meanwhile, that choice double play is like $90 for your TV internet when it's all said and done. Price only good for a year and then goes up to like 140 or something.
Yeah.
But anywho, quickly want to address a few more comments because I feel like that was fun. Unless you had anything else to say on that topic.
Let's hit some comments.
All right, cool. So Daniel, you had a comment earlier in the show that I didn't miss. It was this one. He was talking about how Visible was bad for him. I just wanted to address this really quickly. Visible uses Verizon's network for coverage. Boost Mobile, in your scenario, you were saying was on the T-Mobile network in the same spot. So you were comparing two different cellular networks here, not really comparing the quality of the Visible plan. And I'm not trying to like defend Visible here, but like a better comparison would have been like Visible versus retail or something, or Visible versus another.
Or like US Mobile. Like you need to be on the same network to make speed comparisons is the bottom line.
Yeah.
Like it just sounds like T-Mobile's better in your area, so you'd want to pick Boost Mobile, you'd want to pick Mint Mobile, you'd want to pick Metro by T-Mobile or any other.
Holy snap! Oh my God, Joey, thank you so much for donating, showing off the $20 emote that we got custom designed, which I am loving.
Oh,
These
that
emotes.
looks so good. Thank you,
know I
Joey.
made the right call on that. Okay. Anyway. He said, "Hey, Stetson and Dennis, Joey from Nebula here. We've officially signed our agreement and become an MVNO. We'll be live this quarter. Shameless advertising, I know. But with all you guys have done for us, here's something. Joey, you can shamelessly advertise all you want, my friend. We'll read off the comments for you. And besides, I'm really stoked for what you're doing. I know Stetson, I think you said you bought in for the...
Yeah. So I guess... Side tangent, Joey, I guess, just paid for an ad, so we'll give him a good ad read here. But no, here's what's going on, the scoop. Nebula Wireless is a brand new, legitimate MVNO. Like, these guys have signed MVNO agreements. I can say they're using the T-Mobile network for coverage, and they're going to be powered by Plum. And it's going to be, I'm really excited for them. I think it will be challenging to build an MVNO, but what their focus is on is creating that great customer service, great experience, and also bundling in a couple of your favorite perks, like a favorite streaming service of your choice. They're doing a US Mobile where you get to choose your favorite streaming service. And yeah, I'm hyped for them. I really want to see them succeed. And so, Joey, thank you so much for the contribution. And yeah, if anyone's looking to test out the T-Mobile network, I think Nebula Wireless will be launching very soon, and I'm excited to cover them more on the channel and in future podcasts.
You know, Stetson, I've pitched the idea of doing like a secret shopper experience, but part of me wants to since the customer service is what's being claimed here. Part of me wants to test the
go undercover.
Yeah, Joe, you better watch out, man. I might order some service, and I might be. Oh, I know what I'll do. If I do order the service, I'll give it to my aunt and I'll ask her to try to set it up. She's like over 60, dude. She'll have a blast. Let's see if you can handle that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, joking aside though, I'm not gonna I probably won't do that. But Joey, thank you for the super chat, man. I wish you luck on Nebula. I'm hoping that you become a name that is as familiar to people as Mint at the very least, because that would be sick. And yeah, wishing you the best, man.
Joey, thank you so much. Yeah, check out Nebula Wireless if you're interested to learn more. They'll be going live this quarter, so Dennis will likely have a show where we say, hey, Nebula Wireless has launched. Here it is, and we'll cover the plans and everything. In the meantime, I think we should answer a couple more questions, address what the people are chit-chatting about in the comments.
Skytrunk Das is a good question.
Consumer cellular price changes. Skychunk, we have not talked about that, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know that they changed their prices. I'm pulling up the service now.
Consumer Cellular uses AT&T still, right?
Oh man, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forget. I think you're right. I think it's AT&T. Let's see if I have them on the website, and I'll go to carriers.
Their prices don't look. Oh, now more data. I see the thing. Okay.
Here we go. I'm just comparing what I have on my site versus... Oh, yeah, look at that. I'll be darned, Dennis. I am completely out of date. Let's show this on the stream. Oh, sorry about that.
I tried to help you.
Oh, I am showing just one window, so that's awkward. Let's...
You can't share multiple windows.
You can do a screen, though, Dennis. So let's do a full-on screen. Boom. And pop that one in for me.
Got you.
Here's the scoop. It looks like we have $20 for 1 gig. That is going to be the same. $25 is going from 3 gigs to 5 gigs, so get excited for that. $40, or excuse me, it looks like the 10 gig plan is dropping from $40 to $35. The $40 plan is increasing to 15 gigs of data, which is great. $45, 15 gigs bumping up to 20 gigabytes. And $50 unlimited. It looks like that's just a $5 price drop. Overall, good changes across the board. I'm obviously behind on all this stuff.
Yes,
so
Stetson,
rip
real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast, man. Look at the 2-line cost, because it actually gets a lot better with 2 lines for the higher tier data plans.
I wonder, yeah, are they doing? They must be like total.
Yeah, this is total. Yeah, so look.
That's really good.
Yeah. Well, I want you to go back for 2 lines, please. There's a reason. Okay. All right. So I specifically was addressing the higher tier data plans. Look at the 2-line deal for 20 gigs. $60. That's $30 per line. Which, what does that just so happen to compete with directly, Stetson?
I would say Visible.
No. Xfinity Mobile and Spectrum Mobile. They do the 2 for $60 deal, and as we know, it's 20 gigs, and in their case, throttled to 1.5 meg. I'm not sure. Confirm or deny, is this a hard cap, or does it just throttle down to like what?
2G.
Okay. Well, that's even worse. But still, I think that plan specifically exists because of cable's influence. That's the right price point and the right amount of data. Also,
I would just hop over to US Mobile and 18 gigs for $25 a line. More data, cheaper price. There you go.
How do you get 25? Oh, wait a minute. Does Consumer Cellular? No, it doesn't include taxes. Side note, though, we have a super chat we need to address. It's coming from Austin, saying, "Speaking of Verizon MVNOs, where do you see Mobile X fitting in here, if at all?"
Austin, thank you so much for your generous support, your ongoing support of the show. And look, I think Mobile X fits in right here. You see this? This is a $35 price point for a gig of data. That's ridiculous. Even split between 2 lines. I guess it's a little bit better for 2 lines. But I think what Mobile X is trying to do is basically, as I understand what Peter has said, is build like a Ting, but on the Verizon network, and a really good personalized customer experience. And I think there's some cool tech on the back end that I think should be able to give people almost like a real-time update of their data usage, what they're using, and hopefully give them like an affordable rate so you only pay for what you need. And I think that's the model. Like even with, let's say, Dennis, you were talking about this $60 20 gig plan. You know, you could get this. It's a good value for sure. But if you're only using collectively like 12 gigs of data, you're still paying for data you don't need. And I think that's at least my current understanding of Mobile X, where they'll be the lighter data users they'll be giving people plans at affordable prices where you only pay for the data you need. It'll be for lighter users though.
So I think Mobile X can fit into the market in a few different ways. Really, they didn't. They still haven't really told us enough information.
We know nothing. What's
Like,
Peter doing? I think last we heard of Mobile X is Peter fired himself because he was taking too long to launch it.
but like,
That's what his Twitter
but
bio
like
says.
from what we do know, right? There's a few like we know that they got cool tech, and we know that like they're gonna try to educate consumers, I guess would be the word. Um, because a lot of people buy unlimited when they're literally only using like 4 gigs or something stupid, and they're just like Stetson said, paying for too much money. So like they might go the value route, although that's kind of like a rat race to the bottom. So they'll probably do something to differentiate themselves, right? Maybe it's priority data like Visible's premium plan, but but cheaper because you're paying only for like the gigs or something, right?
Yeah,
Or
like 2 gigs or I think it'll be for lighter users. And from my knowledge of the industry, there's definitely a market for that. It might be a niche market, but I mean, think of like Dennis. I know you and I enjoy watching Linus Tech Tips, right? Think of
yeah.
all the advertisements we saw with Ting,
Oh,
and
I
I think
remember.
we had Jesse. I think it was Jesse Sims on the show from Ting, and he was saying he found success advertising with Linus because he was reaching a community of gamers who were at home. They had baller Wi-Fi for their online gaming, and they weren't really using a whole lot of data. So I think Austin, I see Mobile X, at least from what I have seen, fitting in with kind of this targeting a great experience and reasonable price points, and going for that lower usage demographic. We'll see though. I mean, some of the data bucket plans, even if you don't use all the data, are pretty competitively priced.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Mobile X will probably have a harder time than others, specifically because the cost for entry on the Verizon network has come down significantly over like the last year. Like 25-30 bucks gets you an unlimited plan from Visible, depending if you're paying with PayPal.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
leave a lot of headroom for competition, and US Mobile's already coming in at 15. Like, yeah, people might not need, say, 5 gigs, for example, right? Like, they might not need the whole 5 gigs. But, when you're in for a penny and for a pound, so to speak, like, is
Yeah.
someone going to really be very conscientious over a $3 savings? I think that there's going to have to be other things in place.
Add
To
value. Well, Peter
Yeah.
talked about like including international data, right? And that's something like US Mobile is going to add tax and fees to this. So this $15 we see is really like $19.19 from what I've seen. So it ends up being a little bit more expensive. And in order, yeah, I mean, the bottom line is in order for this plan to work, a 5 gig, a 12 gig, an 18 gig plan to work, you need to be using less than that amount of data. You're never always like on the money using that perfect amount. So, yeah, I think Austin, like my understanding is Mobile X will be targeting kind of like that super low usage space. $45 for unlimited. You don't have to think about it, but it's still kind of expensive. And yeah, I do kind of agree. Like it's a crowded space, and telling customers they're doing it wrong isn't the best approach. There is something really nice about not having to think about how much data you're using and just going with an unlimited plan. I think there's something that people are definitely worth or interested in paying for that. But there you go. Hopefully, I don't know.
I'll just say this. I don't necessarily need unlimited mobile data per se, but I would never go back to not having it either. For the one-off month, like this month, where I was doing all these in-person speed tests for Stetson, where I just freaking chew through like 200 gigs of data real quick, I don't want to have to worry about like the overage cost of the postpaid carriers. But we got yet another super chat coming in from Snark Mark. He says, you asked, I checked back. AT&T Elite customer just added a new starter line. My line is unaffected. I'm keeping Elite until the HBO benefits stops.
Snarkmark, I'm super happy to hear that, and thank you so much for your generous super chat.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, we got another super chat coming in. I'm waiting for it to do the really cool animation. I'm really enjoying these animations. That's you have no
right? Aren't
idea.
they so cool? This was Dennis's idea, everybody, for the animations, and we got them.
Oh, you added a sound effect to this? I
Yeah.
don't like that. Hold up. Can we please address the sound effects? We got to get. I told you
Okay,
what kind of.
so the story behind that is I added it for the previous generation of the emotes. I forgot that I had added it for this time, and I had just gone and updated the graphics. And so no,
Yeah, but we
they
got to get
should
some
all
custom
be
ones.
silent.
No,
And
no, no,
yes,
no. We should get some custom ones.
we
Like,
should, yes, get
like
some
I
better
want like
ones.
a race car revving up, like. But anyway, Joey Pasteris, thank you again for the super chat. He said, "Snark, my friend, I didn't know you followed this podcast. It's Tom. Bleep bleep bleep. Dennis, you've got more men of culture here. Sorry, I'm not reading that part out loud because I don't know what YouTube thinks about that.
Okay, that's great, Joey. Thank you so much. Are we obligated to talk about Nebula Wireless again, or is that like a one-time thing? Or go check out Nebula Wireless.
Listen, there's like open room like right up here in this corner area. You know, maybe maybe we can figure something out. I'm just kidding.
Left on for you. Hey, all coming in late. Left on for you here to wish you a great night. Thank you so much, Left on for you.
Stetson, we got real sidetracked. Do
Yeah,
we want to hit
were we
another
talking?
topic?
Yeah, let's do at least one more topic, and then maybe we can round out the show and segue into the Patreon exclusive after show. I already emailed out a link, so check for that, and I'll also share it in the Discord.
Stetson, what's the Patreon exclusive after show? Tell me more about this. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Dennis, well, thank you very much for asking. The Patreon exclusive after show is where Dennis and I get to chit chat. It's not off the right, but we get to chit chat about tech, broader topics, our love, Dennis's epic new PC build, which you're not going to believe. I'm still in disbelief about it, in fact. We're showing a beta project that I'm working on of a coverage map I think you're really going to like, and so much more. You just get to sit back, kick back, relax, and enjoy a mighty fine conversation about tech. It's awesome. So all Patreon members get it for the extra content tier and higher, and it's going to be on Discord, so make sure you tune in for that. In the meantime, Dennis, what do you want to talk about for the last topic of today? We've got maybe some iPhone news, maybe some...
I wish we had a flip a coin emote. I really do. I was just thinking about that right now, but sorry. Let's talk about, since we've been on a Verizon gravy train this whole show, right? This has been like the Verizon show because they've just been slamming down the doors for news. Let's talk about one big problem that Verizon is facing right now. It's a 3G problem. Stetson, you've read the article. Give us the synopsis. What's going on with Verizon?
Here's the scoop, everybody. Verizon is going to be shutting down their 3G network. And Dennis, let me ask you this. Let me ask you one question. What happened when T-Mobile shut down their 3G network?
Pain.
Absolute pain. Chaos. Customers without service. Customers needing new phones.
Coverage lost.
Coverage lost. And AT&T had similar issues with home security companies, alarm operators. Like, these are important things. Using the 3G network for its affordability and its great coverage, all of a sudden no longer working. I think that was related to vending machines. And T-Mobile said they lost 57,000 accounts in the first quarter and 69,000 accounts in the second quarter of 2022. And these are post-paid accounts. People got shut off from the service. It wasn't working. They were not happy. Dennis, how do you solve problems? I think you do one of two things. You tackle it head on and you solve it, or you sweep it under the rug, pretend it doesn't exist, and hope nobody notices.
Or you just rip it like a Band-Aid.
You rip it like a Band-Aid. I'd say that's like the first one. Verizon has not disclosed how many devices are going to be affected here, but they basically delayed their 3G shutdown. Unclear to me if they just didn't want to deal with it. They were focused on other things. They were concerned about this. But this honestly spells some trouble for Verizon, who has already had two of some of its worst quarters of all time. I would probably say. Um, yeah, so it's shutting down the 3G network, and yeah, it will probably lose customers, as we saw T-Mobile lost customers. We should see a revenue impact. Roger Etner is warning, the lead analyst of them all. Yeah. And thankfully, though, of all the problems that Verizon has, 3G shutdown is the least of them. So, look, Verizon's had a tough couple of quarters. They're launching new plans that nobody really wants. Dennis, I don't even know what they're doing. What do you think Verizon's strategy is right now? What are they up to?
I don't know what their strategy is, but I want to focus back on this specific article here on the topic of shutting down legacy wireless. I like to focus on that part of it. I think this is a good thing overall for Verizon, not just for the bottom line, but for customers overall, because as someone that lives in a market, now granted this is for AT&T, but as someone that lives in a market where AT&T has shut down their 3G and threw up N5, dedicated 10 megahertz of N5, made a meaningful difference having that on like 5G. 3G has been around for at least minimum like 12 years. And I feel like if Verizon didn't shut it down, the last stranglers that don't have LTE phones would have never switched. So I don't see Verizon doing anything wrong here, but what they should do, if, as far as a strategy goes, if they're concerned about losing customers, is they should probably just reach out to the impacted customers one last time, offer to give them a discount off their plan for like, I don't know, 3 years, and give them a free phone. Problem solved. I guarantee you they won't leave if you give them a cheaper price for the next 3 years. Guarantee you. Free phone, cheaper price for 3 years, no way they leave.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Michael is saying the best way to shut down 3G is to move all 3G customers to the 4G LTE network first. I see that. I would, I don't know. I think 5G is the future. I would rather, actually, you know what? I take that back. I would rather have a high quality 4G LTE phone than a budget 5G phone, but that's just me personally.
Not on Verizon's network, I wouldn't.
Really? You'd rather hit up 5G?
I'd rather have a budget 5G phone on Verizon network that has C-band than have an LTE phone, and here's why, Stetson. Band 13, Band 66 combo, that's all Verizon really has for LTE, man. That's it. It's not like AT&T where you got like 7-way carrier aggregation, or T-Mobile with their freaking like 50 megahertz of PCS at this point from their Sprint acquisition.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no. You got to have a 5G phone, man. That C-band makes the difference. But you know what else makes the difference, Stetson, is when we get awesome generosity being shown in the form of a super chat coming in from SB saying, people still have 3G phones? Question mark?
The answer is yes. One of my friends, Dennis, actually has the... Wait, do you want to guess?
Yeah, I'm going to guess.
It's an iPhone. I'll give you that. It's an iPhone, and you know it's an older phone.
An iPhone. He either has an iPhone 2G, like the OG one, or an iPhone 3GS.
Wow, then it's going all the way back. I love it. All right, two things. My English professor in high school, when the iPhone 5S came out, had the iPhone 3GS, I believe. Mad respect. But no, my friend currently has the iPhone SE. And not just any iPhone SE, Dennis. The original iPhone SE.
The one that doesn't support voice over LTE.
I guess so. I think it might have, though. But, yeah. So, anyway, yes. The answer, SB's question, is yes, people still have 3G phones. And this is, as the article points out, almost a bigger issue for vending machines and other companies, security alarm operators, things like that, that are using the 3G network. So I think there's more possible like IoT devices that will be impacted than actual customers. And Dennis,
Daniel, the original SE was the really, really tiny one that came out before the iPhone 6. So no, this is back.
No, Dennis, you're mistaken. Daniel's correct. The first iPhone SE was the 2016 one that had the iPhone 6S, or maybe it was 2017. It had the iPhone 6S internals
Oh, I'm
inside.
thinking of 5S. I'm sorry.
All
I'm
good,
so,
Dennis. All
the
good.
5S and the SE were the same size.
They are
That's what.
identical.
Yes.
Oh man, look at that. Left on for you, 490. Oh man, it's good to know. Left on for you. I should change that speedometer so you get the
To round
$5
up to the
one.
nearest penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll fix that after this.
But he asked, "What do you think of Consumer Cellular's new plans, especially for ARP members? $50 for first line of unlimited 50 gigabytes, and then $15 for additional lines."
We were just looking at that, so we can pull
Well,
it
he's
up.
saying there's an ARP discount. Click on two.
We'll
Orpheus?
go to, and you can see it
Oh,
did
that's
go up
six.
by yeah. So it is $50 for the first line and $15 for additional lines.
So
It is
four
only
lines
50
would be what,
gigs.
100?
Oh, it says we got to call them. It did go 65 to 80, so that's another 15 bucks. So I would assume it would go 80 to 95 for 4.
Okay. That's actually a really good price.
Look, it's not bad, and Consumer Cellular is kind of known for having better customer service and support. Um,
Eh.
and yeah, look at that. ARP, you get a $5 discount, and
Check the box. See if it like marks the pricing different. Like I
oh, it's
wonder.
it's 5% though, Dennis. Like you're at most saving. Look, yeah, you save like
You
nothing.
say nothing, but like
$4, Dennis. $4 a month.
$4 is still $4. Might cover those taxes. Hey, listen, man. Would you have turned down an Insider Magenta Max discount, even though it's only whatever percentage that is?
I guess you're right. Any discount helps out. Look, left on for you. Maybe this is a good value for some. I feel like in general the plans have been overpriced, and I like US Mobile. Like if I'm going for a great experience, I would go US Mobile, but maybe that's just me.
Hey Stetson, I think we forgot something. I'm having like a senior citizen moment here. Okay, Joey says, don't forget for us to mention the fact that that Nebula Wireless provides discounts for 55 plus first responders, teachers, students, military, and more to come.
All right, Joey, you have earned a full-on website spot on the podcast, I would say, for that.
Dude, I'm really wishing that I'm hoping that some people will come in with the slightly different denominations for the other stuff that we made. Did you end up doing the one that I suggested?
All right, so I guess full disclosure, I backed them to help support the project on Indiegogo. I think the campaign might still be going on if you wanted to back them. They have some cool perks where you can actually get one of these plans for life. So instead of being like you pay $20 to $60 per month, it's just you get the plan for life as being a legacy supporter. So really cool opportunity. I saw this and was like, I gotta go unlimited pro for life. So that's what I backed them, and that'll give me 50 gigs again on the T-Mobile network. Great in my area. It's also eligible for that perk, so I basically am getting a free perk. But what are you getting? Affordable phone plans. It looks to be these are the plans they're launching. These could change. I haven't, I know they're working on it. This is what we're seeing right now, so I'll share this. $20 for 2 gigs, $25 for 5 gigs, $35 for 10 gigs, $55 for 30 gigs, and $60 for 50. I know it's a little bit more pricey, similar to like what we see from Ting and stuff, but I think with what they're doing, they're offering that 55 plus discount, as Joey mentioned. So you save, I think it's 10% off your bill for any plan for first responders, teachers, students, military, and more to come.
What's it throttle to, Stetson?
My understanding right now is it's probably 2G speeds. I could be mistaken on that. I don't think I've actually heard anything official, so I don't want to misspeak here. But yeah, you're also getting that perk. So you can see perk plus eligible for the top 3 plans. And you have to keep that in mind because the perks are hopefully on the site. Perk plus, here we go. They're still building the site.
It's okay. We got another super chat coming in from Scott Has Diabetes.
All right, Scott, hit us. What do you got?
He says, currently using an iPhone 11 because his iPhone 14 Pro Max is restarting uncontrollably and Apple can't replace it until November 4th. eSIM on US Mobile is bad.
Scott, I am sorry to hear that. Oh yeah, I was asking for the follow-up here. Oh man, that stinks about the iPhone 14 Pro Max replacement. Are you able to return it and get a new one? I was able to do that.
He said November 4th.
Well, that's a replacement. Sometimes you can, I don't know, like I'll share my experience, and Scott, maybe this will be different, but maybe it'll work for you. I bought the iPhone 13 Pro. There was an issue with the camera where there was like dust in the lens, and that actually caused like a spot on all of my photos. And I went to Apple and I was like, "Hey, I'd like to return this because there's an issue." And they brought able to bring out a new iPhone. We're like, "All right, we can just return it and you can buy this one." So anyway, and I'm also sorry to hear that your experience on eSIM on US Mobile is bad. I know I've had a good experience with it. I'm sorry yours wasn't living up to your standards. But I guess that is understandable now why you would feel the experience wasn't as great as it could have been.
My pro suggestion would be if you have one close by to go to an Apple store and see if they just have anything in stock there and can just do an in-store return and swap, which is basically what Stetson's saying, but like getting that replacement in store.
Yeah, yeah. That would be like if you do something under Apple Care, if they're replacing it under a warranty, I feel like there are different devices for that versus like customers trying to buy the phone. And so if you like return it and then buy another one, then there you go. And Joey, actually coming in clutch. You are throttled to 2G speeds after your high-speed data bucket, which totally makes sense. That's what everyone does. Oh, and Daniel, this is actually cool. This is one of the coolest things, I believe. Joey, forgive me if I'm mistaken here. My understanding with Nebula Wireless is you can use all of your data as hotspot data. So check it out. That means this unlimited pro plan, 50 gigs of high-speed data that you can use as mobile hotspot, all 50 gigabytes. Joey's confirming that is correct. Hot diggity dog. I love it.
Hey Stetson, do you know what time it is?
It is time. 6:27. What's up?
We made it past an hour, man. It's extra content time. We're running fashionably late, man. We're keeping our Patreon members waiting.
Oh man, it's actually gonna work out perfect because I scheduled the other one for 8:30. But you're right.
Look at you being crafty.
Look at that, Dennis. Mighty fine. So I guess you're right. We got to wrap this one up, and we got to head on over to the Patreon exclusive stream. I can't even remember what news topic we were ending on. But yeah, I guess we should
ended on consumer cellular. Someone had asked us about the consumer cellular. That's what we ended on.
Yeah, Scott does not like US Mobile. I think they're still worth a shot, and hopefully they can continue to improve. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you all so much for joining. It's been incredible being here. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the show. It really helps us out. You would not believe it. And yeah, I think we're just going to wrap it up. Thanks so much, everybody. See you in the after show. If you're a Patreon member, check Discord for the link, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for the subscription, Daniel. All right.
That's awesome.